Greetings, fellow YouTubers. Irv Lindsay here. It is 2020, and this is Irv's garden. This is Irv's winter garden, and as you can see, it's not much of a garden. So stick around. I'll tell you why it looks like this, and what my plans are for gardening this year. All right, so welcome to Irv's garden. It's 2020, and this year I have some plans and I have some goals, and I've got some stuff I want to share with you guys, and it all revolves around me having a goal of setting up a table at my local farmer's market and selling some of the tomatoes that grow here in my garden quite easily. Now, I took some video of these tomatoes last year, and I want to cut in. I think I can find the footage. I never used it. I was too busy last spring to do any gardening or post any videos, but I want to show you guys, or I want to tell you guys, these tomatoes are called Wheatley tomatoes, and they grow very well in my area. And they grow wild, and they're very hardy. They're frost and heat resistant, and I don't water them. Yeah, you heard me, I don't water them. These grew wild, and you can see the remains. This right here, that one, and that one, these all had tomatoes in them, and you can see they just grew all over the daggone place. They grew quite well. Now, one of the advantages I have that you guys don't have or may not have watching is I have an underground, we have a lot of, because I'm coming down the hill here, I have an underground water supply, and this ground stays pretty moist even when it hasn't rained for a week. So I let these put out roots and they find their own water and resources, and I might put some little bit of fertilizer in there to start them out. That's about it. So I don't want to go into the seeds or varieties of seeds that I'm going to do, but I want to say I want to do some dwarf varieties this year. In addition to these, I get tons of tomatoes off these plants. There's no reason why I can't successfully sell these at a farmer's market, but I also want to do some dwarf varieties, and I want to I'm not going to get into those because I want to do a video about the varieties I'm going to do. So look for that video on my channel soon. I'm going to talk about seeds. I'm going to talk about how I'm going to start my garden this year. I'm going to do it different than a lot of you do it because of the success I've had here in my garden with things growing on their own. I'm going to try to replicate that, and I'll talk about how I'm going to do that in a different video too. So let me talk about why my garden looks so wild right now. All right, so I do have some photos I took. I decided to let this grow wild and see what would grow, to see what local plants that would grow. So I have these little tiny, these are loaded with little seeds. The bees, these are like some wild, I think they're called asters. The bees absolutely go crazy over these, and there was a lot of them, so I was really helping out the pollinators this year. This is goldenrod, and it blooms late in the year with some beautiful yellow flowers on it. And there was a bunch of those back there. You can see them little fluffy looking things there. There were several back there as well. Those grow really well here. And they grow really well if you don't mow because they spread through roots. Anyway, here I actually had some tomatoes return, the black Seaman tomatoes. Really honestly, it was just food for the deer because the deer love to eat those. I didn't actually get any of those this year. Over here I had some of these, you can still see them. They're kind of a type of cattail, I guess. I got photos of all these. I'll be trying to dig these out of my archive to show you guys I'm talking about them. But what I'm gonna do is, just before spring, I'm gonna leave this brush out here because I know that there's critters and there's wildlife that like to hide under the leaves and brush. So I'm gonna leave this out until the spring. All right, so those are my goals. This year I want to grow some dwarf varieties. I want to take some of my stuff to market, and I want to try out some new ways of growing plants and growing seeds and starting seeds this year. So that's all stuff I want to talk about this year. I look forward to sharing that with you guys, and I'm probably going to post some previous year videos too, so you guys can see. For those of you who are new to my channel, so you can see what I've done in previous years. And this is my goofball son, Evan, who has been behind the camera this whole time, making faces and jumping around, trying to mess me up. He doesn't garden. He doesn't help with gardening. Anyway, you probably won't see him again. Unless he's in the background jumping around trying to break me while I'm recording a video. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your week. I'll see you in the next video.